listening to RIA Radio, the nationally trusted name in real estate investing. We dig deep to discover investors' why in real estate. If you want to skip all the BS and get in investors' heads, you're in the right spot. Be one of the thousands to check out RIARadio.com.
This episode is brought to you by Magic Door.
Magic Door is the AI-powered property management platform designed to handle everything from the rent cycle to the vacancy and maintenance cycles. During the rent cycle, Magic Door collects rent, sends automatic reminders, deducts management fees, and distributes payments to owners. In the vacancy cycle, Magic Door streamlines listings, tenant applications, seamless multi-language communication, screening tenants, and converting applications into leases with one click. And for the maintenance cycle, Magic Door's AI handles everything, asking tenants key questions, assigning tasks to vendors, and scheduling repairs automatically without you getting involved. With no hidden fees, no onboarding costs, and seamless AI-powered automation, Magic Door takes care of the entire property management lifecycle so you can focus on what matters most.
Welcome to RIA Radio, episode 163, and the Real Estate Rundown with Owen Dashner and Ted Kaasch, the 50th century episode.
50th decade. I like much better. I'm not 500 years old. I'm 50 years old. Smart ass. Vegas, baby.
It was so fun. I appreciate you guys inviting me out for your wild adventures down there.
So I'm going to list off a few things here. You ready?
Oh, okay. Give a list.
This has not been cleared. Formula One race.
Yes.
Eating at restaurants called Komodo and Delmonico.
I'm surprised you remember those names. Yep.
A speakeasy inside of a barber shop.
Yep.
DJ Deadmau5.
Yep.
DJ Tiesto.
DJ Cascade.
The Sphere. You may have heard of this, not seen it.
I have heard of it.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yep.
Paris Hilton. In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, Kardashians.
Two of those on your list are two of those on this list are not on your list. We saw all of those in one weekend. That was like less than 48 hours, it seemed like. But that was a really, really full and fun weekend. Could not have celebrated with two greater friends.
So fun.
That was a phenomenal time.
You can't sleep to be able to do all those things.
No, that was a lot for this old man. To fit in a couple days. It was crazy though.
I don't think you actually had the Raiders game on there.
Oh, I didn't. I forgot. We went to the Raiders Broncos game. Good Lord.
Yeah, you forgot that.
Yeah, Raiders Broncos. This is quite the list. So for those of you scoring at home, this is a lot of stuff to pack into a 50-year-old schedule.
And not one cigar.
Hey, you had your opportunity. There was a legit cigar bar right in the hotel.
It was difficult though, like to make that time.
So this was crazy. So we went to do a little celebration of my 50 trips around the sun. Went to Vegas and
played some craps.
We played some craps.
You taught us craps.
Did all of the stuff on the list that I just mentioned, and we didn't do Paris Hilton or Ken Griffey Jr., but we met them or were around.
We're right next to them. Yeah.
But yeah, that was so one thing that I had no idea about was they actually run the F1 race right on the streets of Las Vegas Boulevard. Like we walked outside of our hotel and it was just like,
and they're going so fast.
Like, oh my God.
You couldn't see.
What is going on? I'm like, where's the
by.
stadium that we can, or where's the racetrack that we can hear this so well?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's literally right there.
Well, that's
like
what F1,
50 feet away.
That's what F1 racing is.
It's
did
not
cities.
know.
Yeah.
Didn't know. Yeah. So that was a new one for me.
My son was so upset that he could not come with because he's such a huge F1 race fan, and he's like, can I just come? I'll hang out in the room and then I'll go to the races.
Maybe next time, buddy.
Little did he know I'd only see him for 5 hours. If that
Carson, when you turn 21, we will take you on an epic Las Vegas journey. I will probably be 78 years old and hobbling around in a walker, but I'm going to still outlive your dad.
So he's 10 years. So 61-ish.
Okay.
Can you imagine doing that?
Yeah, I can. I'll still be in good shape.
You think, how much fun will that be for him?
Oh, man.
Taking some 60-year-olds to the club.
Yeah, we may have to do a layered approach to this where he has actual friends and then we hobble in behind.
Hey, just so you know, we'll be there. And if you guys want to, go to some shows or do some things that are paid for, you just roll along with us.
Okay, let's move on. All right. what have you been up to real estate wise in the 2 days since we've been back?
That's a terrible question.
I know. I wanted to see your reaction.
So I've been, I'm getting really close to finishing this duplex I've been working on. I had to take over the project from the contractor. And so things have been moving pretty quickly. This project started roughly July 1st of last year. And it was supposed to be a 45-day renovation. And obviously it's not done. So stepped in, hired the right people. Moving forward, got pretty much everything mostly done within 3 weeks. Had a big red flag come up with plumbing that I wasn't expecting to deal with. So dealing with that as we speak, and have a buyer for the property ready to go. Cash buyer wants to close in like literally 2 days from when I say go. So I'm trying to just finalize that stuff. I have to have this plumbing done, and the plumber situation is very difficult right now. I've called friends that are in plumbing, and I've called people I've used with plumbing, and I've called other people, and everybody's like, yeah, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'm like, it's not the number that I'm worried about. I just need somebody here now. And it's difficult.
Oh, I have a couple guys for you. We can talk offline about that. But hey, so this actually makes me curious. So you mentioned invariably, like throughout the years we've been doing this, you'll just randomly bring up like, oh yeah, I was just talking to somebody and they mentioned, oh yeah, I can buy that. I want to buy it in 2 days or 5 days or whatever. How are you doing that? What is the method you're using to tell people about deals that you have or whatever? Because I would say this doesn't really regularly happen to me, where I just randomly talk to people and they are going to like, hey, I'm going to buy that in 2 days.
Well, as you know, I like to regularly talk to anybody. And so
I am well aware, and I have photographic proof of that in Vegas.
Yeah, so I got no shame. I talk to people, but these people I met at the gym and walking the track, and this guy's like, hey, I need to make some money go away. He goes, I'm looking at a huge hit in taxes. He's got a couple of his own companies that's not in real estate. He's always wanted to get into real estate. And I said, well, I happen to have a property that is going to be done in about a week. You can buy it for cash, take the tax write-offs on this, and then I could find me something else. And he came walk the property. He was completely blown away. Brought in a business partner that has Airbnbs in the Dustin Tlaco.
Okay, yeah.
We've had him. He has Okoboji or...
No, Ozarks.
Ozarks, yeah. So he's got Airbnbs in Ozarks. They're going to do some Airbnbs on the property. It's a good partnership. They're going to take it over middle of next week, and but we'll move on from this. And then I have another property that is a big rehab, and I had a partner on that one. So I got some guys that are willing to partner up, split the partnership up, and if I manage the construction, they're willing to put the cash up to get the job done, refinance it, pay back the partner, and I'll actually be able to keep a piece of it. And so, yeah, it's just conversating with the people that are around you, I guess, is to answer your question. You need to get to know everybody that does it, and maybe they're not a real estate person. Maybe they're an insurance person, maybe they're a banker. Who knows what they do? But that's all about the discovery. This person that I've been talking to on and off at the gym for the last 2 years. And, I don't get right into the fact that I'm a real estate investor. I let that come up, organically. I don't want to push my stuff on them. But when a conversation does turn that way, they know, like, and trust you by that point, and it works out well. But it can also happen non-organically. And I'm just going to we met somebody at the bar the other day, and I just, I saw somebody sitting alone, and they looked extremely interesting to me. Made a comment about his New York hat, gave him a toast, offered to buy a drink, and then from that point on,
Did you say sorry for your loss?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, because that's what I was going to say when I saw him sitting there.
So yeah, but that's going to turn. I think that I'm not going to go there. That's going to kind of turn somebody off.
Oh no,
yeah.
No, he would love it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he gets it all the time.
Then you try that move next time.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
But that move didn't work, because I didn't pull that move. I just did an introduction with a smile and said, hey, if you need somebody to sit with or hang out with, love to get to know who you are, type thing. I didn't say it like that, but you got to put yourself out there, and sometimes you got to get uncomfortable. And by doing that, you're going to build your network and get to know people, and who knows what future, partnership, relationship, or how that's going to come together in the future.
So what Ted's talking about is we were sitting in a lounge, and they happened to have a whole bunch of there were blackjack tables and whatever. There were you could gamble there, but everything had reserved on it. So it was designated room for the high rollers at the Venetian casino. and we're just hanging out at the bar, and we're just talking, having a drink and whatever, Ted and Colin and I. And this guy's sitting behind us, and he's in like a reserved section with like some couches, and it looked pretty important. And he's just chilling by himself. Turned out the guy had exited like 3 businesses. One of them he sold for $500 million, and like he'd sold multiple others. He's in venture capital. He goes to Vegas like every other week from wherever he lives. Anyway, just super interesting guy. And we ended up talking to him for like a couple hours. He just ended up being a really cool dude. And yeah, that was my point for bringing that up, is like that all happened because you said something to him, and then you happened to say something to somebody at the gym. But I think back to when I was really trying to make things happen when I was in my early 20s. It was really frustrating because you're so hungry and so broke that you're willing to talk to anybody and do anything, but your desperation almost permeates the air, and people can tell that about you, that you don't really give a shit about what they're saying.
It's like that in sales.
You just want the sale. You want to be like, you want to find out more about them so that you can use that to your advantage. That's a hard thing because, you know, I mean, let's face it, when you're not established, like, it's hard. You're trying to eke out a living and make money where you can, and you don't always have the benefit of waiting for 2 years before a conversation, you know, ends up resonating with somebody and they end up looking you up and decide to do business with you. But life is a long scorecard, right? So the groundwork you lay when you are young really can bear fruit the older you get. And it's not necessarily that you have intent on going out and being like, the only reason I'm talking to them is because I want to XYZ, or I want to get their business or whatever. If you're just a good person, you have genuine interest in people, and you start a conversation with them, and that could lead to so many other things down the road. If you have no, if it's not obvious what you're going for, and you go into it with a genuine open heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So speaking of things that might help you, I have a
Golden Nugget. And this Golden Nugget is brought to you by JM Real Estate Capital.
Hi, it's Rob, JM Real Estate Capital. We're the money guys that you need to know for all your real estate investments. Talk to us. We can do what your local bank can't or won't do. We don't have millions. We have trillions with a T to lend. 844 we close, or go online, jmrecapital.com. That's jmrecapital.com. JM Real Estate Capital, smart solutions for the real estate investor.
This is a little bit off brand from the podcast flavor that we've had so far today.
So is generally our Monday podcast.
It is, but yeah. So this is a rando. But today, so I was talking with a couple of business partners of mine that are in the car wash industry. They're franchising a new car wash concept that deals with in-bay automatics. So think of, you pull into a car wash, you sit there, and the car wash goes around you, and you're not going through a tunnel. That's an in-bay automatic. What I've learned about this, and so I'm a small investor in this. I put in $50,000 into their first car wash. The great thing about car washes versus regular real estate. So let's say you and I wanted to go out and we're like, hey man, we're going to buy this lot. We're going to build a multifamily project. That could take like 2 years. Depending on where you're at and the permitting and entitlements and all the, other stuff you might have to do. The nice thing about car washes is that, especially these in-bay automatics, is quick math. And somebody will probably pick me apart on this, but in general, if you're looking at it and you're saying, okay, how many bays can I fit on a parcel? And you say, let's say you have a 3-bay square footage. You can fit 3 cars into 3 stalls, and that's your footprint on this property, right? In general, that's going to cost you roughly about $1 million per bay, all in. So you're going to be, well, minus land costs. I mean, that's going to be pretty highly variable depending on your, the part of town you're in and so forth. So to build it, $1 million per bay. So 3 bays, $3 million. And you can get these generally online within 3 to 4 months. That's how fast the construction happens. So today, I invested $50,000 into this, again, real small change, but still, that's a lot of money to a lot of people, including me. But I hadn't looked on this in a while, and I went and drove past it, and it was it's like 132nd and Fort in Omaha, right on the corner, like right by the corner, good spot. And like they already have everything up. I mean, it's only been like like a month and a half, and there's siding on the building. There's like it's pretty
It's
ready.
happening.
Yeah,
It's
it's
real.
happening.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, seeing something coming out of the ground and being a part of it. But I wanted to mention this because if you buy this is the golden nugget part of this.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Slow roll here. Now, don't quote me on this, but if you are in the business of car washes, and I know a lot of you aren't, but you can get really, really, really favorable SBA loans to own and operate a car wash, to the tune of, if you do your second one, there are some programs that enable you to get in with 100% financing on SBA loans.
Shut the front door.
Yes.
What about hand car washes? Same thing, you think?
I don't know that those are even being built anymore.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, I only look for those.
You're talking the manual?
Yeah.
You drive in and spray it off yourself?
And there's always a line.
That's where you wash yours?
For my Mustang that I have. It's never been through a regular car wash.
Okay.
And, but
why is that? Because you don't want the brush marks?
Yes. It's never been through a car wash, so the paint's pristine. It looks like it's brand new.
Okay. I don't know about that.
But my
man.
truck, it goes through one of those industrial
Well,
washers.
the tunnels are different because they generally have the brushes,
Yeah.
and those can, I mean, especially like they can pull off metal on cars and then it'll stay on there, and then like it can
Scratch
really,
everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
it can really F up your vehicle. But in-bay automatics, those are the ones that go all the way around. They shouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
So touchless. But anyway, look into that if you're considering alternative investments in the real estate realm, but don't necessarily want to own a business or open one or build something. You can invest in one of these car wash franchises like Koala Wash.
Did you just drop that?
I did.
Yeah.
So Andrew and Axel Foley.
Did you get a kickback? Did you get a kickback?
I don't. Okay. They have to make some money first with opening their first one, but they're franchising this model. It's going to be really cool. Axel has been in the business, I think, for about 12 years in the car wash industry. So he knows this, front, back, and sideways, and I'm excited for it to get open.
I just want to put it out there. If you guys are interested in investing in Koala Wash, make sure you drop Rio Radio, because there is a 20% referral fee that goes back to us for those leads. So thank you for that.
Oh, snap.
we're gonna get our money back out of this podcast.
Exactly.
One question: how many business partners do you really have? Do you know?
Oh man, I wish you would not have asked me that on air, because I know I do say that a lot, don't I? Oh, my business partner.
I'm wondering what the
But I
numbers-
generally am talking about the same, generally, I don't know, small number of people.
6 or 7 is your base.
Yeah.
But really, there's more, isn't there?
I don't know. I haven't really put a number on it. I mean, I have a lot of LLCs. I know that, but several of them are single member. I don't know, man. I'll report back. How many do you have?
And 0.
Oh, now? Yeah. You went from a lot to none.
No, I went from 1.
That's a good question, but
I guess I had, in the real estate company, the real estate company, there's a handful of owners in there, but
yeah.
But I'm a silent and very small partner piece of that, and they don't even look at me as a partner.
Oh, that's not true.
That's
at all.
actually the truth.
But no, I don't know, man. Like I'm really happy now with the mix that I have and the people that are surrounding me, and it makes me better.
It's taken 50 years to get to that point.
Yeah, it's taken a long time.
Just to be real with it.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I started investing in real estate in 2005, so almost 20 years, and yeah, it's a long haul. I think it's important to highlight that, because you get in such a hurry, and this goes back to our conversation about being in your early 20s and wanting everything to happen now. But you have to zoom out, and you have to be patient with this, and you have to put building blocks in place. And the most important ones you're going to put down are your integrity, your reliability, the things that make people trust other people, and establishing friendships. And those things alone over time will result in you getting partnership opportunities, people that are interested in doing business with you. I've got people in my golf league that still don't know what I'm like. Who's the guy off of the Friends show that they have no idea what he does for a living? Is it Chandler? Ross? It's Ross.
Okay,
Is
Ross.
it like a paleontologist or whatever?
I have no idea.
But yeah, so you
my
have
wife,
no idea.
My wife would know that question.
But it's funny because I've never ever tried to raise money from any of my like general circle of friends, unless they're business partners. I'm be like, hey, I've got this. Do you it's pretty good. Do you want in? but I don't want to screw up my relationships with people because sometimes it can. But I've now started to have people be like, hey, what could I have this, what could I get for this if I invested? And I'm starting to have those conversations now, but I still don't prefer raising money from randos. I like people that I know, people that know my business, and like I can operate,
I guarantee you that there's nobody in my internal circle, and call me out if you're listening to this, but in my like old school, high school group of friends that I've had for years that have ever listened to this podcast, that have ever come to a real estate meetup.
Oh yeah, no,
and won't even use me to be their real estate agent either. They just want to keep that completely separate.
The secret lives of Ted Kaasch and Owen Dashner.
Yeah, they just have no clue.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by PropStream.
PropStream is one of the most trusted real estate data software solutions. PropStream benefits all real estate professionals. You can find properties and contact homeowners on the go with PropStream's mobile app. We offer free academy courses tailored to real estate investors and agents. Take advantage of our live webinar demos to learn the software and scale your real estate business. Visit www.propstream.com and sign up for your 7-day free trial to get more leads and grow your business.
One thing that weighs heavy on me is I'm always listening to podcasts or reading books about business partners. And I feel like there's none of them that really give you a blueprint on finding that right person. Because I don't think that there is actually a blueprint on finding the right person. I think that the only thing that you can really depend on is that if you look at most relationships, they work when the person's the polar opposite of them because they lift up the side that you're weak on. Maybe that person's the extrovert and the other one's the introvert. That's probably actually a really good combination.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that is trust and friendship. Actually kind of plays along, but I feel like if it's just a 2-person partnership, you kind of need to find your complete polar opposite, kind of like your spouses. Generally, your spouses are polar opposites of you, and you guys lift each other up. That's my thing that I've kind of concluded after the years. But somebody that will also not be the yes man or yes woman in your life, because you want somebody that's going to actually, question your thoughts and ideas and give you positive feedback on yes and no, so that way you guys can actually think it all out. Because when you have a business partner and just yes, whatever you say, then that's not always the right decision, and you're not challenging you.
I'm really glad you brought this up because I think that is really, really important. So I have one business where we have there's 4 of us that are partners, and I'd say
that's a good mix.
I'd say 2 of us are very similar, and the other 2 are very similar in how they think and operate and make decisions, and we don't always agree.
Yeah,
pretty often we don't always agree.
It's harder when there's 4 of you though versus 2.
It is. But I would say it's a very good counterbalance, and I can't tell you how many times I've been frustrated or pissed because why do you not see it the way that I'm seeing it? And then they'll bring up a point or an angle on something, and I'll be like, I'll think about it and I'll sit on it. And so it's forced me to get much better about making longer wait times on my decision making, not like days or anything like that, but rather than being like, yes, I totally agree with you, and the whole groupthink thing. So if you have somebody that's a lot like you and generally vibes with you really well, and you come up with an idea and they're like, yes, I like what you're saying there, but it helps to hear another perspective on it. And it's really helpful and frustrating and infuriating a lot of times, but it's smart business to involve a diverse, set of decision makers where you're not going to be just all agreeing with each other and to the detriment of the business.
I had a coming Jesus kind of meeting or thought in my head. I had a group I was trying to bring together for potential buying properties, and one person in the group out of the 4 was really strong-headed on a direction to go. And I was thinking the complete opposite, and plus I was bringing the first property to the table to kind of test it out. So this is where the conversation was going. And I'll be honest with you, I thought I was 100% right. And then at the end, hindsight, maybe I was or wasn't right, but that other idea we should have gone with at least first.
It opened your eyes on another angle.
It opened eyes that I need to stop being so stubborn. Because sometimes especially if it's a younger group or people that I don't feel have the same experience, doesn't mean that they're not smarter.
Yep.
And I was the one that was being, stupid in that situation. I should have opened myself up. I'm the one with more experience and should have listened better. And it was really kind of like, coming to Jesus with myself, even though I don't think I necessarily ever admitted that with them. Maybe I did, but at least with one of the people. But sometimes you just got to put yourself in check and leave yourself at the door and just kind of open yourself up to hearing everybody.
I think there's something to be said though for like when you get to a certain point of experience, or if it's somebody you're dealing with and they have way less experience than you, but they come up with a good idea, there's an immediate feeling of threat, or like an immediate feeling of like, oh, you know what I mean? Like everybody that's listening to this knows exactly what I'm talking about. If
you have that attacked feeling.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was experiencing.
You're feeling attacked.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening there. And nobody feels that in the room except for you. Generally, I've really had to eat humble pie a lot of times in the last 5-6 years with things that I thought I was right about. I knew it like I knew the back of my hand. And it turned out I didn't know it because I did not have the scope of experience or the narrowness of knowledge that person did, and it came back to bite me. Or I just got humbled, and I'm glad of it. Like honestly, like I hate it, but I love it at the same time because it's a good thing.
In this circle, it was consisting of a property manager, lifelong property manager, a lifelong contractor, and a lifelong banker.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am, not any of these categories, and that's why we're bringing these categories in. I'm battling the financial side with the banker, and I'm obviously this guy's smarter than me, but I had a hard time, stepping down. And but yeah, I'm gonna kind of kibosh this conversation, but you got to just kind of hold your pride back, open your mind up, and move on. Hey, I like that deep conversation we just had on this topic specifically, because this is something that I internally like battle with all the time, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't find the answers. Like I said before, I just can't find the answers. And I hope that if you're listening to this, I hope that actually like gives some answers to you, because I don't think there's a proper way to go at this. But if you just listen to somebody's like being vulnerable on this topic and just saying, hey, this is what I needed in my business. This is what I should have been looking for, and I screwed up on all this. I hope that maybe that helps you find the person that what's going to help you grow your business.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is brought to you by Timber Creek Virtual.
At Timber Creek Virtual, we don't just keep your business running. We take it to the next level. Our virtual and executive assistants handle all the everyday tasks so you can focus on what really matters, growing your business. Need clarity on your financial performance? Our expert bookkeeping services keep everything organized, so you always know where your business stands. With our seamless transaction coordination, you never have to worry about the details. Just close the deal. We've got you covered with cutting-edge digital marketing, proactive lead generation, and expert acquisition management. Plus, we handle the cold calling and messaging too. Let us handle the big C work so you can handle your business. Visit timbercreekvirtual.com/services and see how you can make your business soar.
With that, let's wrap up. But let's talk a little bit about this Wednesday's podcast that we had with a live interview or live event that we did at Omaha Rio with
the
Mike Wolf.
legendary Mike Wolf.
Legendary,
yes. So
he was a fun weekend. To have him.
Super fun guy, and so knowledgeable. I mean, like he's just dropping knowledge bombs all over the place.
And he loves old fashions.
He does love old fashions. Came into town in person. When was that? A year ago?
Yeah, and he's originally from Canada.
Yep.
And he travels the world full time. In
crazy.
He doesn't check any baggage.
Yeah, he's unlike someone I know that checked a bag on a 2-hour flight for 48 hours.
Jeez, Colin.
Yeah. Anyway, you're never going to live that down, by the way. So Mike Wolf, super fun guy, very knowledgeable, has a lot of followers.
Male older version of like Sarah Weaver in some ways.
Okay.
But as far as like, traveling, doing events out, but obviously different. His investing is single family houses all around the country. And if I remember right, he had 300 or 400 single families spread out around. And so that was kind of his niche. but it's a fun story. He's a great speaker. Definitely follow him on social media if you want to learn more about him. We did have him on a previous episode. We'll have to have John go and check out what episode he was on. Pop him in the show notes for us, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. But with that, Owen Dashner, we see us out.
On behalf of Real Radio, Ted Kaasch, and Aiden Bear, I'm
And
Owen
Owen
Dashner.
Dashner.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Rundown.
This is Real Radio. I am celebrating Owen's half century of life over here on the Real Estate Rundown.
What are you doing?
The Real Estate Rundown, half century of life.
It's Momentum Monday. We've talked about this.
Why are you messing with me, huh?
You know why.
You always messing with me.
All right,
I'm sitting thinking I had it wrong.
No, come on.
Are we just going with it? Okay.
No.
I thought you wanted that little flavor in there. Little flavor.
Anytime you want to stop being weird, that'd be great.
That's never gonna happen.